Welcome back to another episode with Flipping Clean Mama. I am so excited to have you here again today. Today we are going to be making over this MCM dresser. Mid-century modern seems to be really in right now, so I was excited to take this filthy dresser and turn it into fabulous. I hope you enjoy the video today and stick around to the end to see the numbers. Let's get flipping. Hey everyone, and thank you for joining me for the makeover. It's time to transform this filthy dresser into fabulous. Just look at that filth. Oh my goodness. Like I said, when I picked up this dresser, it was very dirty. It almost had a film of like yellow ick all over it, and sort of smelled like a barn. So I'm not sure where they stored it or kept it the last several years, but it was bad. So instead of removing the hardware first like I usually do, I decided to clean it with the TSP substitute before I even got started on the hardware, and then clean it again after the hardware was removed. It was that dirty. So here I am cleaning it the first time with Sunnyside's TSP substitute. Once I got it all cleaned the first time, I rinsed it off with warm water and a clean rag. This piece was definitely cleaned thoroughly. I scrubbed and scrubbed to get every little bit off, and luckily it worked, and it didn't smell afterwards either. Once I cleaned it off the first time, I started removing the hardware. I just removed the hardware with a regular screwdriver. And I kept the hardware. I boiled it in vinegar and scrubbed it with an SOS pad to get off the tarnish, and these were actually painted on as well. And that removed all the paint. And then I spray painted them and top coated them, which I didn't get on video. In the future, I'll make a video of how I clean my hardware, and a more detailed video of how I spray paint it and top coat it as well. Scrub the bottom as well. It's so important to get the bottom, get all those cobwebs and dirt out of there. Here's the dirty water. It is so gross. I decided to try a spray can primer for this again, And in the past, I've had luck with spray primers, but for some reason, I must have got a bad can because it really came out gunkier than usual. So I did a little extra sanding to buff that down, and then I got started on the paint. Today I'm using Melange's paint Cyclades Green. It's sort of a mixture of a bluish green, almost an aqua color in my opinion. I just love melange paint. It's probably one of my favorite paints. It goes on so smooth and silky. And they are a small company based in Sugar Land, Texas that just started over this last year or so. So if you want to check them out, go to melangepaints.com and see what they have to offer. They have so many cool colors. I just love them. The melange paint is a mineral paint and does have a primer in it as well. After I got the first coat painted on, I just do a light sand on it with a 220 grit. And once you get it all sanded, then you need to wipe it down again with a microfiber cloth or blow it off with an air compressor or a leaf blower. And then apply your next coat. Just a note, I just wanted to tell you that after I did clean the piece, I did take my orbital sander and scuff sand the whole piece with 120 grit sandpaper. Alright, on to the rest of the video. And here I'm doing the same with the drawers. I just really love this color. Let me know in the comments, do you like this color, Cyclades Green by Melange? Have you ever tried Melange paint? I would love to know in the comments as well. So this time, I decided to try a stencil. I had never stenciled on my furniture before, but I had picked up a stencil and I thought it'd be cool to try to do the sides of the drawers. It was definitely a learning experience, but I think it turned out pretty good. I didn't have a stencil brush, so I just used my zebra round brush. It was fairly new at the time, so it was still pretty stiff and worked pretty good as a stencil brush, in my opinion. I would say when you're stenciling, make sure you're just dabbing up and down and not smearing it around so it doesn't get underneath the stencil. I'm doing a floral design here on the side of the drawers. And the stencil I have is just from Walmart. The one mistake that I did make on doing this stencil is I should have wiped it off better on the back of the stencil. I did have a few places where there was still some paint on it and it got on places on the drawer. And then you just pull it off. And I did this on all the drawers on both sides of each drawer. I think the stencil just sort of gives it a little added flair. Have you ever tried a stencil on your furniture pieces? And here's how it turned out on the sides. Not too bad for my first shot at doing stencils, I guess. Here I am just painting the drawers. You'll see the jar of melange paint there. They come in nice glass jars, which I also like. Because when you're done with the paint, you can wash them out and reuse them, which I think is a benefit as well. And again, I'm just using the zebra round brush. And to be honest, it is my favorite brush of all. I like all the zebra brushes, but the round brush just seems to be the one that I prefer to use. The first coat is on. Now I'm off to the second coat. Usually when I'm using melange paints, it takes me about 2 or 3 coats. Typically about 3 coats. And here's after the second coat. I borrowed my friend's tool so I could sand the legs and the base of this dresser. I believe it's called an oscillating tool. She has a sandpaper feature that she can put on it. And I was trying to remove all the paint in hopes to stain the legs. And I actually did try staining the legs. However, I did not like the way they looked. And as you see, there's my little helper in the background. That is my youngest son. You'll see quite a bit of him in this video as he seemed to be in the camera a lot during my taping. But hey, it's the cuteness factor, right? I also did like where the drawers go there, just because it was easier than using my orbital sander or hand sanding it. But like I said, when I tried to stain it, it just didn't look really great. I don't know why that was. So I just sanded it down again, and I ended up spray painting the bottom gold. Here I am just blowing off the dust with the air compressor. You always want to make sure you get all your dust off. You don't want your paint adhering to your dust and not your actual piece. Originally I had taped the legs and sprayed just the ends silver and was going to keep the rest wood. But it ends up, like I said, I did the whole thing eventually gold. But that's learning for you. Sometimes you just never know what one piece is going to do compared to the next. Make sure whenever you're sanding or spraying that you're using a mask for ventilation. Here's a picture of the before hardware. There's the white paint that it has on there. And there's after I cleaned them with the vinegar. And here's your final product. I ended up top coating the dresser with Dixie Belle's Best Dang Wax. And I did put Big Mama's butter inside the drawers just to condition them. It turned out actually pretty good. Do you like this dresser? for watching that flip. I hope you enjoyed it. Now let's get to the numbers. So I picked up the dresser off of Facebook Marketplace for $20. And to be honest with you, when I went to pick it up, I thought, oh, it was pretty ooey and pretty stinky, but I did it. And I'm so glad I did because it turned out so good. So I put about $30 of paint into it, maybe $5 of top coat, and $5 or less of spray paint. So it gives me an all-in price of about $60. So I went and I listed it on Facebook Marketplace for $225. After a month, it didn't sell. The market was super slow here in the Midwest during the summer. And my friend Nina had expressed some interest into it. And since her birthday was coming up, I thought, why not bless Nina with this dresser for her birthday? So it's exactly what I did. And I'm so glad I did. So I loaded it up in my Jeep and took it to the nearby city. And we tried to haul it up to her apartment. Luckily, there was a cool Amazon guy that was delivering packages that decided to help out these two poor ladies. So shout out to that Amazon guy if he ever catches this video. So I'm house and that I could just bless a friend with it for her birthday. Thank you for joining me in this video. I hope that you will like, subscribe, comment, and share this video with your friends. It really goes a long way on helping my small channel out. Have a great day and keep on flipping.